We are slowly but surely coming out of winter into the spring season, and for a lot of us, that means taking care of our gardens, our trees, and our plants. Joining us today is Meyer with the Davey Tree Expert Company. Lou, thanks for being with us today. Let's talk about getting our trees, the ones that we've already got planted. One of my concerns is that where I live, I start to see the buds, but I still have snow in the forecast. What do I do about something like that?
There's not a whole lot you can do about that. Now, in your region in Colorado, where you're living right now, you will see that happening. And where I am in Maryland, we'll get that also. And that's part of nature, right? Weather patterns fluctuate, temperatures go up and down. If it happens late into the season, that's when it becomes a bit of a concern for your trees. That will deplete the trees of their energy stores if it happens a lot. If it happens 2 or 3 times during the spring, which is typical, the trees have stores of energy built for that. So I wouldn't freak out right now if I were you. It should be okay.
Now might be a good time to think about planting. Is that correct?
Oh, you betcha. Yeah. So planting trees, as long as the ground's not frozen, springtime's a great time to plant trees, especially your evergreens at this time of year. Uh, Yeah, you really want to plant the trees before the heat and dry summer starts kicking in. The springtime, you've got a lot of moisture to help you out from natural rainfall, and these lower temperatures allow the root systems to really take off before the drought hits.
As an arborist, you're an expert with trees. What do you see is one of the largest mistakes that people do this time of year for their trees or to their trees?
That's a great question. I would say, as far as planting goes, the biggest mistake we see is planting trees too deep. So, where the tree trunk begins to taper out into the root zone, we call it the root crown. You want to see that taper. If you go out in the forest and walk around, you'll see that taper, that little bell at the base of the trees. What you don't want your tree to look like is a utility pole going straight into the ground. Pruning practice that is frowned upon in the industry, but we still see happen all the time, is topping trees. So indiscriminately cutting back the tops of trees to make them shorter or smaller. There's a right way to do that and a wrong way to do it. And unfortunately, we see a lot of wrong ways happening.
Meyer, arborist and tree expert with the Davey Tree Company, Expert Company. Thank you for joining us. You've got some great things and great tips for us, and I'm sure we will be talking to you again as we get into spring.